Alrighty, so we are cutting the soap. Not to be confused with cutting the cheese. This smells a lot better. You can see I got a few little edges there as it climbed up the edges of and we poured it all in. Kind of looks like potato soup, just like it did before. We're going to start, I guess we can just cut it in strips like this.
We'll cut the edges off first.
Or we can cut the edges off first. Okay.
Well, I mean these.
These edges? You want to do these?
Well, I mean this.
Well, we can do that. There we go. I'm going to cut it like this. And just give it about an inch. And it's already hard. It's only been 2 days. And it is kind of like the consistency of cheese. Just not quite as rubbery. Pretty. And we could see those strawberry seeds in there. This is the Love Spell soap. So, make it a bar. Clearly not an exact science. This is the ugly side of the soap here. So, this is what we call family soap. Only family gets ugly soap. Truly ugly. Not that any of it is real pretty soap. And try to go straight down, because if you don't put your weight straight down, then you end up with soap that's fat on the bottom and skinny at the top. Which is, I mean, is there any bad soap? I don't know, but it's just not as nice and uniform, and it offends my sense of obsessive compulsive disorder. Mark is a lot faster at this than I am.
You're making yours thicker than mine.
I know, I just messed that up. Bigger bars of soap last longer in the shower. Clearly. And this will be our thick one. Alrighty. Okay. So these are going to go into the drawer so they can dry out. These technically, we heated these in the oven, if you remember, and so they're safe to use. And I could use a pH strip on there to make sure that there's no, that they're safe. I could probably do that. I would probably want around a 7 for the pH factor. But you can also use what's called a zap test, where you put your tongue on the soap, and if you feel a little electric shock, it feels like an electric shock, that's what apparently I've been told, then you know it's not safe yet. It's not fully cured yet. That means there's still some lye that hasn't saponified with the oils. So, but this went through the oven process for, and so it's going to be safe. And I will check it to make sure, but we know it's good. And then, but it does need to dry out, because right now it's a little soft. It's kind of soft. If I put my fingerprint on it, I'd find that it would just stick in there. It'd be kind of sticky and soft. So it just needs to dry a little bit, and that's going to take a good 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, for it to be fully dry and ready to use. You'd really be doing yourself and anybody you give it to a disservice if you started using it now, because it would be so soft in the shower that it would just melt away pretty quick. Now I do have a stamp that this little handmade stamp that I got, and this was similar to the JW 2014. It's probably going to be a little too soft to use it. We'll try it real quick and see what happens. Just press it down. Put it back up. It does say handmade. It's not going to be visible that much because there's so much pattern in this soap. But, oh, it might not show, it might show up better on the bottom. There we go. Handmade. But I could wait a few days before I did that. Not that it's not already clear that it's handmade. Beautiful. It saved it. Okay. And it's just a matter of this was our citrus grapefruit, and man, it smells wonderful. That one is a little thinner. It still does the trick, and it's got a little bit of the loofah in there too. So I found that this is kind of helpful if you freeze these first before you try to pop them out. If you try to pop them out, sometimes they're sticky, and so you might leave little chunks of soap in there. But it's still a bit of a hassle to get them out. There we go. And it's still left a little bit of soap there in the, and I tried to do this add the little handmade stamp on here, which worked, but it was sticky, and so it kind of left a little bit of soap residue in here. So I might just let this sit for a few days and harden up and get a little less moist. And in the meantime, I can just soak that in some water, and that'll just dissolve away. So anyway, we probably should have filled these up to the top and then just flattened them, scraped the top off of it to give it a flat bottom. Because that's not real pretty. But how much do we care about pretty, right?